Good evening, I'm Bill McCreary. John's on vacation. This is the 10 o'clock news. For 9 days, one man has been the talk of this town. He's also been at the center of a massive police hunt. Detectives had a picture but no name. The public was busy giving their own names to the man who wounded 4 young men on an IRT subway because he said they had asked him for money. Well, some called him a vigilante, others a crazy man. A few claimed that he was a hero. Tonight, police say that they have their suspect. He gave up today in New Hampshire. Apparently, he wanted to make a clean breast of things as the old year ended. Dave Browder is here live with the very latest information on this fast-breaking story. Dave?
Bill, at this hour, New York City detectives are in Concord, New Hampshire, with an assistant district attorney questioning a man that they say is the subway shooter. That man is identified as Bernard Goetz, an electronics expert who lived alone on West 14th Street. Police say he apparently fled to New Hampshire shortly after the shooting 9 days ago, and that today he drove a rented car into the Concord police station and simply gave himself up.
Taxi bar Manhattan Welby.
The tip that sent New York City police after Bernard Goetz came via a special hotline the day after Christmas, 4 days after the shooting. Police say they were told who and where, but when they arrived at 55 West 14th Street, Goetz was not at home. Then, today, a man walked into the Concord, New Hampshire police station.
He was relatively calm under the circumstance, and our watch commanders interviewed him, and some other people in our department interviewed him, verified the information with New York City Police.
A short while later, police here went public with what they know about Bernard Goetz. He is 37, looks something like the sketch of the shooter distributed immediately after the incident, in which 4 young black men were wounded, after one of them is said to have asked the gunman for $5. Police say Goetz had been mugged 3 years ago by a group of black youths on this street corner, Varick and Canal, in Lower Manhattan, about 10 blocks from the scene of the subway shooting. But as to this incident, Goetz so far has said little.
He said that he's the one that we're looking for, that he did the shootings down here, and surrendered himself to the police in Concord, New Hampshire.
But he hasn't said anything about why.
No, no, and I don't know if he will.
Police say Goetz has waived formal extradition proceedings and will be brought back to New York City for formal charging. And while some have suggested the subway shooter is a hero and should go free, the chief of detectives says Goetz will face at least 1 felony. Barbara?
Thank you, Dave. Mary Allen is the mother of one of the victims of the shooting. She told us she's happy Goetz turned himself in, that there's another side of the story to be discovered. She also said what the shooter did was wrong, but she understands that people can react to all the violence around them.
This man, maybe he's just somebody who's minding his own business, you know, and maybe he's just fed up with the overall situation, and maybe he just clicks one day, and maybe he just does something, you know. I would say to him that I'm sorry about the state of our society. I'm sorry.
According to the people who knew him, Goetz was a private, quiet man who spent some time doing community work. He was self-employed and was a member of his tenants association. He was also very concerned with law and order issues. According to security people here, Bernard Goetz has lived at this location on West 14th Street for the past 15 years. They say he lived alone in this apartment, 9P. One of his neighbors down the hall has known him for 4 years and saw him a week ago.
Bernie was a regular guy, you know what I mean? He's a regular guy. There's no big thing about him, you know? I was really surprised. He doesn't look like anything like the pictures in the paper at all.
In what sense?
He's tall, he's thinner, more of a receding forehead, not the same glasses. I wouldn't notice him.
Did he ever mention anything about guns to you?
No. He's into machines.
In fact, Goetz was into electronics and set up a business in his own apartment. German Brito, the head doorman here, was beaten up last July. According to Scott, Goetz was so angry about that he started a petition to get more cops to patrol on 14th Street. In fact, says Vigilio Revilla, Goetz was concerned with the whole issue of law and order.
Like, you know, get rid of the pushers like we have over here, and every time you go out on the street, you have pushers all over the street on 6th Avenue and 14th Street. So he was trying to, you know, go through legal ways, you know, signing petitions, sending them to the city hall, to police department, and, you know, he's always involved in things like that.
No charges have been filed against any of the 4 shooting victims. 3 of them are recovering from their wounds. The 4th is paralyzed. If we receive any more information about the incident tonight, we'll bring it to you right away. Bill?